Washington politics just exploded. Reports are claiming that President Donald Trump has fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. But the real surprise came when Senator Markwayne Mullin responded to the situation. His reaction is now raising serious questions about what is really happening inside the White House, and the full story might be even bigger than you think. Intro. Politics in Washington just took another dramatic turn. Reports are exploding across the media that President Donald Trump has fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. But that's not the only story, because now Senator Markwayne Mullin is stepping into the spotlight, and his reaction is raising serious questions about what's really happening inside the White House. Is this just another political shakeup, or is something bigger happening behind the scenes? Let's break it down. Number 1. Who is Markwayne Mullin? Before we get into the controversy, you need to understand who Markwayne Mullin actually is. Mullin is a Republican senator from Oklahoma. Before entering politics, he was known as a businessman and professional MMA fighter. Yes, a real fighter in the cage. That background gave him a reputation in Washington as someone who doesn't back down easily. And in recent years, Mullin has become one of the louder voices defending the policies of Donald Trump, which is why his reaction to the latest controversy is getting attention across political media. Number 2. The Kristi Noem controversy. The drama began when reports surfaced that President Donald Trump had fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. According to multiple reports, tensions inside the administration had been building for weeks. Some officials reportedly criticized how the Department of Homeland Security was handling several major issues. At the same time, an advertising campaign promoting Homeland Security policies began circulating online. But in a surprising twist, President Trump reportedly told reporters he did not personally approve the campaign. That raised a big question. If the president didn't approve it, who did? And why did it happen without his sign-off? Number 3. White House tensions. Behind closed doors, reports suggest frustration had been growing among White House officials. Some lawmakers from the Republican Party were reportedly unhappy with how certain security policies were being communicated to the public. The situation quickly turned into a political storm. News outlets began reporting that the administration was considering major changes within the Department of Homeland Security. Then came the headline: Kristi Noem was out. If true, it would mark one of the most dramatic cabinet shakeups of the year. And that's where Markwayne Mullin comes in. Number 4. Mullin's response. When reporters asked Markwayne Mullin about the situation, his comments immediately started circulating online. He defended the administration's approach to national security, but he also hinted that media coverage might be exaggerating parts of the story. In Washington politics, statements like that matter, because they signal whether party leaders are standing together or quietly disagreeing behind the scenes. Mullin's remarks suggest that at least some Republicans are trying to control the narrative around the controversy. But critics say the situation raises serious questions about leadership and communication inside the administration. Number 5. Why this story matters. Cabinet changes in Washington are nothing new, but when a Homeland Security Secretary becomes the center of political controversy, it immediately becomes a national story. The Department of Homeland Security is responsible for border protection, disaster response, and counterterrorism, so leadership changes there can have major consequences. And when those changes happen amid political tension, the story becomes even bigger. That's why this situation involving Kristi Noem, Donald Trump, and Markwayne Mullin is attracting so much attention. Outro. Right now, many details about the situation are still developing. More statements from the White House could change the story in the coming days. But one thing is certain. When high-profile political figures clash in Washington, the impact can ripple across the entire country. And with the next election cycle already heating up, every move inside the administration will be watched closely. The question now is simple. Was this a routine political decision, were the start of a much bigger power struggle.